Hey friends, thanks for watching. I've got a really exciting show for you today. I actually have somebody that I've been chasing down for the last couple of months. This individual is part of a dynamic team in Fresno. We've already had his wife on earlier. I think she was interview number 4 or 5, Erin. And now we have the other half. We have Cletus with us. How you doing this morning, Cletus?
Living the dream, brother.
Yeah,
Blessed. Yeah.
that's wonderful. I'm glad to hear it. So one
Thanks
of the
for your
things, go ahead.
thanks for your patience.
Oh no, of course. I was just having fun. Um, so one of the things I actually reached out to a bunch of people we both know and said, hey, what kind of questions I should ask Cletus? And to the person is like, just step back and ask him to tell you his story because it's inspirational. So I thought we would just start there. So you care to share your story with us?
No, absolutely. That's my story is basically what who has built me to become who I am today. You know, I have a very colorful past. I was an active addict and convict and criminal. Actually, in 2007, I had I was homeless and coming straight out of the federal institution for my third violation of absconding because I had caught a Fed case back in January of 2000 and did 5 years behind the case. Was released and did well for a little while, and then would end up picking up and drinking and relapsing into meth, and same cycle happened for about 3-4 years, and then finally in 2007, I had met Aaron before my last run. And the interesting piece was all the previous times that I had struggles and failed and went back to prison, I had never had anybody love me. So it was real easy for me, and it was easy for me to stay comfortable and stay in that cycle. But going back to the institution in 2006 to do a 6-month violation and being released in 2007, that 6 months was actually harder than my 5 years because I actually had somebody who cared about me and who I cared about, and I didn't want to lose them, and I was afraid of losing them. So it jerked my soul for the first time. And so 2007, I got out of prison and I was homeless, and I came straight to a residential program, which is West Care. And then at West Care, I was there for 90 days. And I got out of West Care, and I was got into church, was praying to try to figure out where do I go with my life. You know, I've done some good things, but I've also done a lot of bad things. So I was in that awkward stage of trying to figure out where I wanted to go and who I wanted to be and, how to do it. So I ended up deciding to go to college. I didn't graduate high school. I got my GED in federal prison. And when I got that GED, the only reason I took the test was because they were offering $25 if you pass it. So I just signed up and took it. And I actually ended up scoring very high across the nation. And that was the first time the seed went off that, wow, you ain't stupid. You just are making some bad choices. So long story short, I went to college and decided to pursue a drug and alcohol counseling degree and certification for the state. And I ended up being a 4.0 student. I was a Dean's Medallion winner for Social Science Division at Fresno City College.
Wow.
Which is the highest of highest honors. It was one of the most proudful moments throughout my journey that, I really started to realize that I'm not stupid, and if I get educated and I apply myself in the right direction, I can be successful at anything I do. So, it's kind of like in my addiction, I was successful to get high every day because I had that hustler mentality and I achieved it every day. But today I'm applying it in a healthy, positive manner. And, I've been very blessed to have the people that are in my life to be able to support me and, and love me regardless of my past. So, I'm not ashamed of my past. My past is my past. And,
Yeah.
That's where it lives. I don't look back there. I work every day at West Care to give back to individuals because, people believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And people loved me when I didn't love myself. And I was like Aaron loving me when I didn't know how to love myself, And she hung in there, and she was phenomenal. She's my rock, and I give a lot of credit to Aaron because if she wouldn't have kept me solid in the early stages as I was still, going through the awkward stages of trying to figure out what life is without, drugs and alcohol and partying and living that lifestyle, I would have never be where I am today.
Yeah, that's a tremendous story. And I'm really glad that we started there. First, you own it, right? It is who you are, but you've also clearly turned the page. And, you know, it's very good to see when someone successfully makes that transition. And, you know, lastly, to the person I've met, everybody talks about your giving nature and willingness to help. And, you know, you should be admired or proud of that fact that so many people do care about you.
Right. Yeah. I'm very grateful for all of it. Believe
Yeah.
me.
So, so you come out, you get out. When does the real estate bug hit you? When does that kind of nibble
It
happen?
it hit us in 2013 when Aaron's father passed away. He passed away and left her childhood home
Yep.
and left her. He was a very selfless man, so he left her some money to, you know, every penny he could scrape up and save for. He left her. It wasn't a lot, but so we decided to rehab his home because he wanted to fix it up, but he never got to it.
Mm-hmm.
He'd rather save the money and let Aaron have it. So we fixed up his house, and we both enjoyed the process. And we really, through that process, we figured out, you know, we already knew Aaron was very creative and, you know, had that design and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's where my skill set came into play, and she realized that my people skills to be able to communicate with contractors and subs, and, you know, connect people and schedule people, and, you know, all the pieces that go together with this real estate investment business is, you know, it's all about the people.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, without the people, there's no business. So that rehabbing that house, and we enjoyed it. And then Aaron, we were both 1 year into our bachelor's, and she had heard a thing on the radio with fortune builders about flipping houses, and she told me she wanted to do this. And, you know, I get behind Aaron, and if I'm committed, I'm 100% in. So, you know, we both stopped our bachelor's and signed up for fortune builders and started getting educated in the real estate investment and the mindset and, you know, all the things that comes with this process.
Yeah.
Connecting ourselves, surrounding ourselves, doing the work, you know, building the business, getting the LLC started, and, you know, networking, and, you know, running properties and deal analyzing and learning all that stuff. Because for us, we had zero real estate experience when we started in 2013. In fact, we just bought our first time home in 2013. And it was the scariest thing we ever did, you know?
Yeah, no, I know. And again, this is what people need to understand, right? You can come from any background, have any skill set. A couple of things are important in your story, and yours and Aaron's story is you're in it together.
Absolutely.
Right. It is. I don't know if impossible is the right word, but it's darn near impossible for one partner to be all in and the other one kind of like hesitant. The fact that you two are on the same page and, of course, complement each other so well is both lucky and outstanding, right? Right. You bring the people skills and management of people, and she brings this just amazing design eye to all your projects. It's a wonderful combination.
Yeah. It really is a good combination. It's you know, we've met a lot of couples who have started to get into real estate investment and ended up having problems behind it because it's different to be a couple, but to work together is a whole set of things. And I know that you probably understand that because your wife's involved with your investments and stuff.
No, it's not for everyone, not for every couple. I guarantee you, after our experience with our first rental, the Norris Drive story, if Olivia wasn't 100% on board, we never would have bought our second property. We would have sold it at a loss and ran away.
Right.
But she's like, nope, let's go. You know, that sucked. I'm sorry that happened to us. Let's do it again. Right. But not with the problems. So starting in 2013, first off, you guys had great timing, right? That was right when the market was just coming out.
Right.
You know, so you get that first house, you remodel Aaron's childhood home. You remodel to sell or remodel to keep? I forget.
No, we kept it.
Yeah.
We got a tenant in it, and we've had a tenant in it since 2013.
Awesome. So that works out well. You get it in, enjoy some cash flow. When do you flip your first property?
We flipped our first property 2014. It was 813 West Clinton, right on Clinton and West.
Yeah, I know it well.
1 bath.
Yep. Do you remember the story of how you found that deal?
Yeah, it was actually another fortune builder member who was a real estate agent in Fresno. It was a pocket listing. She had it in a pro with another client, and it was falling apart. So she reached out to us and said if we'd be willing to come in and take it. And so we said absolutely. And no hesitant, because the thing that I went into this process with was, you know, a lot of people get fear behind every step or process. I was more excited and motivated to go through the process, regardless of where I ended on the end on financially. I just wanted to learn it by going through it. Because
Yeah,
once
yes.
yes, it's just like buying your first home. Once
Yeah.
you go through it, it's scary the whole time, but then when you buy that second one, it's a different feeling, and you approach it differently mentally, and
Yeah.
you know. And so I was really excited about, you know, getting in it and doing the deal analyzer, getting the contractor, getting that, you know, everything rolling and closing, and just the hard money loan and just every piece of it, you know, and then repeating and rinsing and repeating and rinsing.
Yeah, it's one thing to say you're in the business, but when you actually put pen to paper, you sign the offer the first time, it gets accepted, you go through due diligence, you go through escrow, right? All of those things feel new, but once you've gone through it once, twice, you realize that they're not that difficult, right? They're not hard, right? And they all the steps make sense.
Right.
That's good. So start to finish, you get the property on Clinton and West, you lock it up, you do the remodel. How many days before you exit? Is it 100 days, 6 months? Do you remember?
No, I think we exited in like 45, 50 days.
Wow. Very cool.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
It was quick. It was an interior paint. We didn't paint the outside. I already had windows. So it was, you know, painting the cabinets, opening a wall, rehabbing the bathroom, putting new flooring, new receptacles, new plugs, you know, making that first time home buyer, because that's the price range it fell in. It was like 156 when we sold it. We bought it for 91.
Nice.
So yeah.
So how'd that feel when you go to the escrow the second time and they give you a check or they wire the money? What did that feel like that first evening when you were sitting with Aaron going, honey, it works?
Yeah, no, it was a beautiful thing to see the money come out the backside, and also all the knowledge and the experience you gain. Because to me, even if I came out and everybody got paid and we earned $1, we were winning.
Yes.
Because we gained relationships with hard money, we gained relationship with the contractor, we gained, you know, with the agents, we building, you know, that very important foundation of everything. And the thing that me and Aaron has made sure from day one when we got into this is we have a very stern foundation of values, and we always put people first. You know, we don't cut corners. We're going to do the project right, or we're not going to do it. Because we, you know, that first time home buying experience for us was, we know how it felt when we bought it, and we couldn't afford at the time to do any repairs if it needed it. So we wanted to give a good product, and the product is very important to us when we finish something.
Well, I can tell you, having watched many of your projects and gone back and looked at others that I'd missed, your product is easy to spot because it's the nicest stuff that you'll see in the MLS. So you'd be very proud of that, in Aaron as well.
Yeah, thank you. You know, we take great pride in through the whole process, all the way up until it's closing and the new buyer owns it. You know, we take great pride in it.
Yeah, it shows as well. So now that you sit here today, you go from that first house flip on Clinton. Do you have any idea how many flips you've completed, you know, sort of year to date or lifetime to date?
Yeah, from 2013 till completed and sold, I think we've done like 29.
Yeah, very cool. Any real big lessons that you've learned as you got past your 10th one that you wish you knew on the first one?
You know, I think one of the thing for me was the biggest lesson that me and Aaron have learned is one of our character defects is in business could be that on the personal side, we're very loyal people.
Yeah.
So what that means, when we had our very first contractor, we were very loyal. So, which was good, you know, we were dedicated. But as we progressed along with the relationship, you know, the timelines got longer, the prices went up, and we stayed uncomfortable and stayed stuck and loyal, not at anybody's fault but our own.
Sure.
Because of who we are personally.
Yep.
But in a business sense, it wasn't the smartest thing to be doing, because there was, you know, going out and interviewing other contractors and getting uncomfortable and bringing on relationships. It's not personal, it's business. But getting over that hump was one of the biggest lessons we learned, to kind of get our personal piece out of the way.
Yeah.
Keep the business from being hindered and the profits and the timelines and stuff. So that was a big learning lesson for us.
Yeah. And that's a lesson that you'll carry throughout real estate. Again, you've said it early on. I've echoed it many times. This is a people business first and foremost. And with that comes relationship building and loyalty and all the stuff we've talked about as being a positive. But if the other side is not equally reciprocating that, it can turn into a negative where, hey, now we're losing 3 weeks. He's splitting his team to my job and someone else's. And, there's cascading effects. So I totally get that.
Right. And I get it, he's a business, they're a business too. They do what they do, so it's just like, but it was nobody's fault but ours.
No. Taking ownership of that is awesome, Cletus. That's a very positive trait. So I want to talk a little bit about Fortune Builders. Obviously, you joined early, learned a lot, it seems like. Talk about the importance of being a part of a group of like-minded individuals.
Well, we were brand new into this, as I said, and to be able to jump into a network of people with the results and the outcomes that we were seeking and desired, and to be in the rooms with them, being taught hands-on, getting all the tools and the information that we needed, was kind of like going to a university for flipping. So, and it really gave us what we needed to be successful. We have lifetime with Fortune Builders as far as boot camps and ongoing trainings and anything like commercial real estate that's coming out. They got boot camps, rental boot camps. We have lifetime access to those, or anybody that we add to our team, we can get, free boot camps. You just got to get there,
Yeah.
But it really was what we needed because we, like I said, had zero real estate experience. And we were the type of people that we wanted to commit to something and surround ourselves with the right people and then get the right guidance and then put in the action and take action and implement.
Yeah. And again, those are important traits, right? Being interest or having the spark, that's internal, right? That's the two of you. But then going, okay, I want to be around like-minded individuals. I want to get a quick start. I want to learn fast and fail fast. Being a part of a group, a bunch of mentors and leaders like Fortune Builders is, probably saved you years of timelines.
And hardships.
Yeah. Exactly.
To be taught how to analyze a deal and hands-on and taking you out to properties and walking you through them and allowing you to do it and then going back and case studying what the results were and teaching you where you went wrong or where you fell short, was very, it's priceless. The program is not cheap, but I can tell you this, you got to have skin in the game. And once we put skin in the game, there was no looking back for me because failure is not an option, period.
Yeah, that's interesting. You bring that up. Free. It's funny. I'm trying to help people, as you know, learn. So I did a bunch of stuff free in the beginning, right? Nothing happened. I suddenly sell a $15 book and a $99 course, and it's starting to take off. I'm like, that's interesting. People really don't value free, right? It is that skin in the game.
They don't. And the ones that people that think they want it for free and it's something, they're just,
it's a flash in the pan and they're gone tomorrow.
Yeah. I learned there's nothing free in this life. Either you're going to give and you keep giving. My philosophy is I give with no expectation of return.
Yeah.
That's just who I am as an individual, but I don't expect free. I want to bring to the table equal value, equal part, that way there's no hardships if we ever have to walk.
That's awesome. So I am curious. So you've done 29 successful flips to date. Where do you see this going? It's because I know you both love your jobs, and that's part of also who you are and your identity. But that obviously limits time of the day, right? How many hours in the day you have to work your real estate business. So I'm curious, is it always going to be kind of a, 5 to 10 a year kind of thing, or do you see a different future?
I always want to keep an open mind. I don't know what the future beholds, but, we've got into this not to replace our job. It was really, truly about providing a better retirement for ourselves.
Nice.
Because my grandmother, who's 94, passed away last year. Aaron and me and my father had to help keep her afloat each month because of Social Security just didn't make ends meet. And, working for a nonprofit isn't the greatest retirement. We got 401k and, there's up to 5% match, 3% is 100% match, another 2% is 50%, but it's not a lot of money. And to be able to have to depend on that when we get older is truly what we set out to do with real estate investing. And, we, Fortune Builders teach you is that, you're actively flipping, but you want to get that passive income because that's where wealth is generated,
For sure.
And we're smart to understand that when you're making money in your sleep, it's a good day.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, if we get enough passive income to replace our current income, then the freedom would be our choice. But it's not something I don't know. You know, seeing it in the near future
Yeah.
is something I desire, but that could change. I don't know. You know, everything's always constantly changing. You know, just depending on how the table's set and where you're at. And
Yeah.
but so I stay open with it.
Cool.
But it's truly not, you know, what we set out to do from the beginning was to
Well,
get
again,
out of our job.
there's so much value you're dropping here. First and foremost, first thing you said was, or one of the things you said was, flipping, you know, making chunk money, creating a better retirement is great, but it's another form of a job, right? It's active income. And what
Right.
you're looking to do now is add, you know, mailbox money or passive cash flow or long-term holds, rentals, whatever you want to call that. So that's a nice tweak or change. And then also realizing that you don't have to quit your job. I mean, that's the big thing that I talk with people is, no, keep doing your day job, keep doing love what you're doing. This can be a side hustle, whether it's buy and hold or flips. You know, you can't build a huge company, but you can change your year and your future as a side hustle, like you and Aaron have proven.
You know, I honestly believe that with my experience, my maturity, and with, you know, our experiences in this industry, that if we chose to go that route where we wanted to go all in and start a, you know, full-time investment company as far as, you know, buying passive income and doing direct mail and those different campaigns and, you know, wholesaling properties and what everybody else is doing,
Yeah.
that's being like Don Costa, you know, hiring people. But to be honest with you, with knowing that how this market works, how it goes up and down, having that overhead is not something that I want to do in this industry. We have our unique a piece about our philosophy and our business model is that we have zero marketing dollars we spend and we have zero employees. So we have no overhead. And everything that we have built and every deal that we've got is either off relationships. Facebook, you know, you know, connections with people, pocket listings with agents, wholesalers. But it was all relationship based. So it was all about the people. And we've seen every year that we continue to be who we are and being honest, being dead, you know, loyal and, you know, willingness and helpful and to trying to do whatever we can to, you know, is really been very beneficial to allowing us to be who we are and where we're at in this business.
Yeah. Well, again, you guys, your ability to attract quality people is outstanding, right? From your contractors to your business partners to your buyers is goes to the core of who you and Aaron are. So again, congratulations. And again, the whole zero marketing dollars and zero employees, people need to hear that, right? When people get addicted to social media and all this flash in the pan stuff, realize that, yeah, they may be flashing big checks at you, but realize there's overhead, there's 10,000 mailers going out, there's healthcare, there's, you know, I mean, just the headache of managing people. I mean, goodness gracious, right? It's another form of a job. And having zero marketing and zero employees, talk about ultimate freedom, right? You could take a month off and not have to feed the machine, right? If you wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we, like when we bought our new house in 2017, we moved, and then early part of 18, we got a puppy. We took time off for like 2 months. We stayed home with the puppy. We weren't out running. We weren't chasing deals. We had one deal going, you know, a flip going just to keep something moving, but we weren't. But as soon as the puppy was good, we were hitting it. And then we were, you know, so this year we were coming into this year, 2019, we made a commitment. We wanted to do, add 5 rentals and do 7 flips was our goal. We always sit down and make a goal for the year, you know, so we have it. And this year we hit it strong. You know, this year we've already sold 2 flips. We have 1 on the market and 1 being done Monday and 1 that's going to be done in 2 weeks. And this is the first quarter.
Nice.
So, and we've added a duplex to our rental portfolio this first part of the year. So we got 2 of the 5 doors. We've got 5 of 7 flips already in the first quarter.
So all I hear you saying, Cletus, is you need to raise your goal. That's all I'm hearing you say.
Yeah. I don't stop. You know, it's just, even if I hit the goal, I don't lay down. It's
of course.
But I hear you.
I'm just teasing.
I'm also cautious of not being over unrealistic.
Yeah.
I want to keep it realistic for especially having full-time jobs. We have the right teams now, and it's really, I can tell you, we probably spend about 6-7 hours per project of our own time because
Nice.
we've got the systems and the teams. And we can even spend less if we wanted, Mike, but it's who we are,
Yeah.
that we're involved through the process because of our care and making sure the quality and those pieces don't get diminished.
Oh, yeah. Your whole history, right? You ruin that, diamond reputation with one bad product. So
yeah, absolutely. And that's the piece of, it's not being too controlling. It's just making sure that people they know what our vision and what our expectation is, but making sure that it gets lived. Because one thing I will not do is put a bad product on the market, period.
That's outstanding. So what I'm thinking you're going to do is you're going to do at least 8 rentals and 10 flips. That's your new 2019 goal.
I'll take
You're welcome. So, what are some other lessons you've learned as you sort of climb this road, to be clearly very successful at this? What are other things you think have keyed your success?
Is that, follow the numbers, stick to the numbers. There's many times when you don't have a deal going, you want to overextend yourself. You want to try to force it to happen. I know early on when we were building our reputation, and I did a couple of lean deals because we didn't have anything going on, but I had the mindset of knowing that potentially I wasn't going to make any. I just was hoping I wasn't going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to continue to build the relationships with keep our contractor going, keep them private money or hard money relationships moving. Keep the systems going, even though the numbers weren't the greatest. So today I look at it a little more different. If it's too lean, where there's a possibility, I don't need to build my reputation anymore. Relationships, I maintain them regardless if I have a deal going or not. So I stick to the numbers.
That's
and if
awesome.
it's a deal, it's a deal. And if it ain't, it ain't.
So I am curious because you've been in this long enough. I think it's probably clear to say that the market in 2013 is different than 2019, right? I think the seller's market's getting a little top heavy. Have you noticed that in your business as well?
Yeah, I've noticed anything over 300,000 is kind of
sitting.
Sitting. Like I got a house in Kingsburg right now on the market. It's only 2 years old. It's in that 360 range, and that type you got to go in with the understanding that 4, 5, 6 weeks on the market without an offer is normal.
Yeah.
We're used to getting multiple offers and locking it up, within a couple of days in our price range under 300,000.
Yeah.
So that was really eye-awakening and understanding it. But I knew before we went into it, because we've had conversations with people that we keep a pretty good pulse on the market, and especially on the sales on the those price points.
Yeah.
We learned that when we did a $500,000 flip in Old Fig Garden, that one was on the market for 49 days before we got an offer. So
wow.
But when you money tied up, and it didn't make any sense to me when we could have had 2 smaller ones going instead of 1 bigger one. But it was a deal and we didn't pass it, so we did it.
Would you do it again today?
Not today. Not right now. I wouldn't do it. No.
Yeah.
No.
That's what I'm seeing too. I'm telling you, anybody, what I always tell people today's market is if you're 150% of the median for your market, which I think the Fresno's median is like 260 roughly.
Right.
Right. So if you're at 390, be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. I really want to stay 310 and under.
Yeah.
And that's really close to the FHA price point, where the home buyers is. Because worst case scenario, if you end up holding it at that price point, it's going to open it up. Because we flip them so fast, like we can turn them in 30 days. So most of the product that we're putting out, the FHA buyers don't even get an opportunity at it. Yeah. But if it was to extend that long, and then you would probably get a couple buyers.
What is the FHA loan limit in Fresno? Is it 319 or 321?
308.
Oh, 308. Okay. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
It was something like that. Yeah. That makes sense.
In that range. Yeah. They might have, so you might be right. But
yeah, call it 300 even, but that's right. It is slightly above the median for Fresno, which is the key. Right. Yeah.
But then you got to hold it for 91 days.
Yeah. 91 days. Exactly.
So you got to really pay attention to that too.
Yeah.
I want to say something a smart man told me a long time ago. If you're ever driving down the street and you see a turtle on a fence post, just know he didn't get there by himself. And so just know that me and Aaron didn't get here by ourselves, and it's taking some phenomenal people and relationships, and the same relationships that are here today that have gotten us where we are. You know, we're very blessed and grateful because, I mean, it's a tough world out there. It was really tough in the early stages because until people get to see your product, get to see that you can do it, get to, you know, I didn't realize how many people were watching. It was lonely in the beginning. Nobody wanted money, no, but you know, now everybody wants to bring their money to you. Everybody wants to, you know, be a part of that, you know, which is good because that means we're doing the right thing. But it just, you know, when you do find, and another thing, that big lesson we learned was that all money ain't good money.
Yeah.
And just people got money doesn't mean we work well together. And it's nothing personal. It's just that we don't connect on that level or click because we're just, you know, you might have a lot of money and you might be able to fund a deal, but we just, it's just not that connection, you know? It's like, I'd rather keep you over here instead of get in bed with you.
No, absolutely. So again, there's lots of value there, right? I love that analogy. You ever see a turtle on a fence post? I'm like, where's he going with this? I'm like, yeah, you're right. He didn't get there by himself. So that's a great story. I'm going to steal that. That's pretty awesome. But really also very lonely in the beginning to very successful now. I think everybody needs to realize that. Everybody starts in the same position. I was as well 15 years ago. I felt like I was a lone soul on an island trying to figure all of this out.
Right.
And it's about putting yourself out there, networking, asking for referrals, taking your shot. And then as you document your success, it's easier today with social media, right? When I started all those years ago, I was writing a blog and taking pictures, right?
Right.
You got to document your story so that when people research you 6 months, 9 months, 12 months down the line, they can see your history, right? You're not just a one-hit wonder or one deal wonder, right? Oh my God, Cletus and Aaron have done 7 already. Wow, look at all the stuff they've done. You know, then they trust you. And then your last thing about all money not being good money, so true. Lots of people that have money are toxic, and you just don't want them around.
Right.
So you know, don't get too excited about money until you find out who the person is my advice. So
and see if you connect.
Yeah, exactly. Because again, you'll have delays. This business tests you all the time. What was supposed to be 4 months turns into 6 months. You know, if the communication is not healthy during that relationship, then you know, don't even borrow the money because you're destined to have problems.
Right.
Yeah. Very, very cool. So I'm curious because I know you love to give back. If people want to reach out to you and learn more about you or be part of what you and Aaron are doing in Fresno, what's the best way to get a hold of you and track all the wonderful things that you two are doing?
I would say just go to our EVC Homes LLC Facebook page.
Okay.
On there, it's got my cell phone number. It's got our business address, and they can, you know, send us a message that way, or they can call or text or reach out if possible. You know, we get a lot of people by through Facebook. Facebook to me is kind of the new website.
Yeah.
Websites are, to us, as a business model, we you know, everybody needs a website when they're starting business. So, you know, you get it, and it's like driving traffic to it is only good if you can drive traffic to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a landing page if you're trying to squeeze information out of them so you can buy a house or whatever. So to me, our primary focus, we have a website, we have a few projects on there, but it's our primary, where we want to drive everybody to, is our Facebook page.
Perfect.
Probably one of the biggest social networking platforms that we have found.
And show the logo on your shirt. I can just see EVC right now. There you go. EVC Homes LLC, correct?
Yes.
Very, very cool. And people, if you want to see what a good design looks like, go to EVC Homes LLC, because you seeing Aaron's finished products are HDG TV like. It's quite impressive. So,
you know, a lot of we've had repeat buyers with agents and people that follow us. You're like, would you have anything coming up in this area? So they're like, because they know the quality that we put out, you know, the reputation has really stood for itself, you know, and I'm very proud of that. And that's something that we would never want jeopardize for no amount of money, you know, or relationship or anything.
Yeah, well, Cletus, I look forward to watching what you and Aaron do. I always look for your posts, whether it's a project or your orange truck or your puppies. I love all of them. They all make me smile. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining me this Saturday. It's been a lot of fun.
It's my honor, and thank you, Mike. Keep up the good work.
I'll try. Thank you, Cletus. Take care.
All right, boss.
Bye.
Bye.